4 models of early childhood education. The Montessori method was a method of education that emphasized how children learn best from free experience, engaging with their environment, and choosing what they would like to learn based off of their needs as children. The classrooms are structured with multi-age groups, and there's going to be a 3-year difference that's permitted. Pros are going to be the unique array of educational materials to work with. Children can progress at their own pace. They're given a lot of independence, and the lessons are individualized. There's still a well defined schedule, and they can acquire knowledge and discover natural roles within group settings. This type of method also promotes social and emotional well being and self discipline. The cons of this is that it does not deliver lessons in a traditional, direct teacher to student style. Some students may fall behind, and Montessori schools are usually private, high cost of tuition. There is a lack of structure in the curriculum, and in the future, students may have a harder time with following roles or role and placed work areas, and there can be a lot of inconsistency with development and growth and how well they do in certain subjects. The next method is the high scope method. The high scope method strongly encourages active participation, full engagement, self-directed teaching, learning from experience, and allowing creativity inside of the classroom. It requires the involvement of parents and caregivers to ensure their child's needs are nurtured academically, emotionally, and intellectually. The high scope method fosters a child's interests, development, and their strengths. The belief is that children engage in learning with their whole beings, their arms, legs, hearts, minds, senses, and emotions, and they are all involved in the process of their discovery and their development. The pros to this is that it creates a supportive learning environment. It includes a child-led daily routine. There's a structured curriculum. It forms meaningful relationships with their parent and teacher. It's also individualized. Teaching is planned around a child's interests and abilities, and it respects diverse cultures. So this one is also creates independence for the students. And the cons to this are that some children require more structure and direct instruction. Family involvement may not be possible or realistic for some of the students' families, and some students may develop quicker than others. The next method is the Reggio Emilia method. The Reggio Emilia method supports intellectual and social freedom. It emphasizes critical thinking, collaboration with peers, parent involvement, problem solving, and a flexible, resource-rich environment. It recognizes each student as a capable and competent learner. It believes that children possess an innate ability to construct their own knowledge and learn through movement, art, and play. The pros to this is that it allows children to express themselves. It promotes a lot of freedom and creativity. It allows parents to be a part of a child's learning journey. The classroom is set up to empower and encourage students. Spaces are flexible and it nurtures developmental needs, not just academic. The cons to this is going to be the open-ended nature of this method, which can make it hard to track each student's growth individually. It lacks structure. It can limit focus on math and reading. It can lead to teacher burnout, and resources and parent availability can vary for each student. And last but not least is the project approach, which finds a way to engage and motivate children while meeting a wide range of needs. It involves a child's in-depth investigation of a worthwhile topic developed through authentic questions with the support of the teacher through their inquiry, research, and hands-on. So there's 3 phases to this. That's going to be the select the topic, which is teacher-student communication about personal experiences and interests, and then the student selects their topic. Data collection, meaningful hands-on experiences, field trips, books, films, events, and then the culminating event, which concludes the experiment through activities, class discussions, presentations, etc. This approach does have standardizing testing, which can be the downfall of students who do not do well with that type of test. Um, the pros to this, though, is that it's easier to observe a child's growth and development. There's meaningful student engagement, collaboration and communication skills are gained. Um, Real world application and different situations can be applied for the students. There's more structure, it's teacher to student directed, and the students can gain social skills with that collaboration. The cons to this, there's not as much freedom as the other methods. It's not necessarily paced at each student's level of development. It's not as individualized as the other methods. And some students may struggle with research and coming up with questions of inquiry. So my two favorite that I think would be the most beneficial are the project approach because it's teacher directed instruction, which I think a teacher should have majority of that responsibility of teaching and helping students learn. It's structured. It's easier for teachers to track observation, and there's a collaboration with peers, which can help the students have more social skills. I also like the high scope method because it's individualized for students, which each student moves at a different rate and each student is just different. Each one has their own strengths and their own weaknesses, and I like that you can be able to tend to both of those. Like I said, it tends to each child's needs and encourages growth emotionally, physically, and intellectually. And I have these two videos that give a little bit more information.
But science is so much more than that. Science is all about.
So that was a little bit of background information on project approach, and we're going to watch a little video on the high scope method. So I think these two tie in really well together. And last but not least, here are my links to all of my information. Thank you.